All right, we're back working on this 2013 Ford Escape. This has the 1.6 liter. I've done some work to this in the past. Now it's got this coolant leak, and it's leaking pretty good. They're having constantly keep the overflow filled on here. So I'm hoping that it's going to be obvious where we can locate this. But if not, I've got a coolant pressure tester, and we're going to try to hook that up. This is the tester kit that I have here. Right, so we look under here and just kind of right in the middle, and you can see now this one doesn't have any of this plastic under here, so that's not in the way. But you can see we got a pretty good puddle. It's just been sitting here, and all this is leaked out. So it could be coming anywhere, but you know, it looks like it's more on like this passenger side here. But you know, the way these things, they have a lot of hoses, so it could be leaking and running down, you know, anywhere. All right, so I got the hood up here. I forewarn you to watch out for this. Now you can't really see anything with all this. Now this was filled up. Looks like it's, you know, it was up to the top there, so it's ran down quite a bit. I said it constantly has to be filled every day. So I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get this cover off here, and we're going to have to start pulling some things off and see what we have going on. If it doesn't look obvious, then we're going to have to pressurize it so we know exactly where this is coming from. Okay, so I'm looking down in here. Now, it hasn't been so long with this car that I replaced this hose that's back down in here. Now, it looks to me like we may even have some leakage around this valve right here. So, and then I'm seeing down in here that it's wet, but it's kind of like I suspected. It's not going to be real obvious as to where it's coming from, so I'm going to have to get some pressure in here. Now this car has been setting and cooling off. You know, don't attempt to mess with it until it's cooled off. But I said I've replaced hoses back in here before, at least a couple of different ones. It's looking definitely like this could be leaking some, but I just don't feel like that's all of it. Could be, but I'm seeing more down in here. So I think we're going to try to remove some of this stuff up here where we can get a better look, and then we're going to get it pressurized and see what we're looking at. Now I'm going to have to jog my memory as I go along. I just remember it's just a spider web of coolant hoses, intake hoses, and you know, going everywhere. So you really have to do a lot of removal just to be able to get to anything on here. So I'm gonna squeeze this. I'm gonna get this one here popped up and just kind of put that aside for a moment. Push this in. I'm just going to start disconnecting some things from this. Now this part usually has a rubber strap that runs up and over this. I think it's part of it's broken, so it's not there. There's a clip, this wire down here, and I'm just popping this up. You just gotta lift up on that. Okay, I'm looking up in here. We got a 7mm on this part of this, and I'm thinking that I removed this whole thing last time. I'm gonna attempt to loosen this here and see what I've got. All right, I'm gonna grab this and see. Okay, we got that loose. Now I think we can wiggle this out. Alright, so there we have that piece out of the way. You can see how much room that clears up. Now, like I said, I replaced some hoses back in here, and I'm not seeing anything back there. The transmission cooler is actually back there, and that's what I was originally suspecting, but that looks to be dry. So it might actually, we might just be looking at this valve right here. It almost looks like that's maybe been replaced before. Okay, so I've got it up on ramps. It's actually leaking pretty good under there, and I'm really not seeing exactly where this is coming from. So we're going to have to use the pressure tester. Now, the other one was, the pump was broken on it, so I couldn't use that. I got this from O'Reilly's, and let me get this number for you here. And you have to have this, got the pump, and this is the adapter kit. They said they're constantly changing these. So you'll tell them that you need the adapter kit for the Ford. And what it is, you have this fitting right here. And see, the other kit didn't have, I didn't have the adapter kit anyway, so it's a good thing because I wouldn't have been able to use it. So this is going to thread on where the cap goes and seal it, and then this other part. Now, last time that I got a loaner tool, they had a big kit and it had all sorts of fittings in there, and I guess they don't have those anymore. I need to just get one. So this is going to press down the spring and lock that in there just like that, and then hopefully this one's going to pump. So we're gonna, let me show you what else I've done over here. We're going to use this. Okay, so there's no room to get this under here because it's got the cowl in the way. So without removing that, you pop it up off these tabs. It is very hard to pop this up. So you got to bend these little metal tabs in because they're going to grip, and then we can pull this back here. Just try to be careful with your hoses here that you're not breaking them. And we're just going to pull it back like that. So this has the threads and the O-ring there, so it will seal. All right, put this on here. So just push that down real firm. Now I will say that this doesn't thread on here the best. Also don't know where the release valve, usually they have like a release valve there that you push. So anyways, we're going to pump it up here to the yellow, or actually we're going to try to get it up to about 15 psi, and hopefully this will hold pressure. I think these can go to 20, but I'm going to go up to about 15. Definitely have some safety glasses just in case, you never know. It's losing pressure quick. Let's take a look. So it's definitely leaking there really good, and I'm thinking it's just it's been running down from this valve here, and it's got O-rings and stuff. I really need to get some of this wiring out of the way, but you can see it just steadily dripping right there. And then that's running down underneath. But the question is, if we have any other leaks. And you can see it's just pouring right there. Okay, so here you can see it bubbling right there back behind this actuator. The best I can tell, this is the only spot that it's coming from now, but I'm not 100%, so I'm going to have to replace this and then fill it back up and make sure we don't have any leaks, because it's running down from here and just running everywhere, and but this appears to be the only spot right now. You see how I've had to move all of this wiring back over here. There's like a ground that has a bolt on it down here. There's a lot of stuff that's in the way to just be able to see around this here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead, and I've got the pan positioned down there. I'm going to go ahead and take this clip off to get this hose. Now when this closes, you'll get coolant out of here, but then you won't get the coolant out of there until you take these bolts out, so you'll have even more coolant coming out. It's going to lose a lot of coolant, but we got the pan down there, and we'll catch as much as we can and run it back through some paint filters. Alright, so I'm going to use the heat gun on here. The hose is stuck, set on about 3. So it appears that it's the O-ring in the back of this valve, but the valve is also leaking around this top where it screws down, so it wouldn't do any good if you could replace that one O-ring. Okay, so I've got it hot enough. I got my seal puller. Got it moving here now. Now I have bled the pressure off as well. Alright, so we get that draining. Like I said, there's going to be more coolant as soon as we get those 8mm, I believe, out. So this valve must have been stuck open because there's no more coolant coming out of here, and I've got the screws loose. Now for some reason this is the valve that seems to be filling all the time. And this here appears to be a Dorman. It's a 902-055. It does not hold up well. It looks like it's been replaced. You see that seal completely flattened. Like I said, it's even leaking around this too. So we're going to go ahead and get another one. So here is the bypass valve that's leaking, and I had to order this. This is actual Ford Motorcraft. Now this was a Dorman, and I had forgotten, but I actually put this in. It's been like 2 years, but it actually failed in less than 2 years and started leaking. So and it was leaking out of the top and then real bad back here. So definitely going back with the Motorcraft, 2 years is just not very good. I'm just torquing these to 80 inch-pounds. Okay, I have got this back together after replacing the valve C bypass valve down there, and I have not found any further leaks on here. I've been driving this about a day. I didn't feel the need to get the pressurizing tool and pressurize it again because there's no drips or leaks anywhere else. We can take a look underneath here. So here we are underneath, and as you can see, this is all dry. Now, of course, you'll want to wipe this down or wash it off from where it was leaking previously, so you're not thinking that you got a new leak. And I have been in that situation where it'd be running down and you think there's something else leaking, but all the leaks were coming from that one bypass valve up there. And I have in the past, there's been other leaks up on the top there by the transmission cooler where there's some quick connects, and I've had to replace a few of those hoses, but this time it was the bypass valve. So anyways, I hope this video can help someone else out. If you're having trouble finding a leak, pressurizing it is a good way to do that so you can see exactly where it's coming from. So that's going to do it for the video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.